Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of Scion of the Dark House, a Gothic 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast. God damn it. As this is a Gothic horror podcast, there are going to be a variety of things that might cross a line for some people, such as body horror, blood, gore, child endangerment, trauma, and other such things. If there is anything that crosses a line for you, please make sure you take a break. Your support is important to us, but so is your mental health. So where we last left off, you all had dropped off Rerek, your draconic divination wizard, at the Staff of Night, the Magical Academy, to assist in research being done to figure out exactly what and where Belladonna's new sorceress powers are coming from. The Staff of Night discovered that she has a small gaggle of cats, known as the Cats of Ulthar, that seem to be attracted to her aberrant magic, but only she can see them. After some inquiries and finding out that the only book that in-depth mentions the Cats of Ulthar was written by a past relative of Percy's, known as Ludwig Kruetzwald. You swung by the house and found quite a lot of information about the goings-on of the family, everyday life, and even some sheets of music that one of the family members would have been using to practice the harp or violin. Afterwards, you encountered both Alex and Brother Chauncey, a character that Percy had gotten to know over the years, had swung by to offer baked goods and talked about a mysterious illness going on in the mines. You made it to the mines to find that these particularly afflicted individuals were aimlessly mimicking tasks that they were meant to do. They were not eating or sleeping or drinking. And yet, they were still somehow going. After casting Remove Curse, something was obviously removed, but then the victim died. Seeing that this is probably some sort of malevolent entity of some kind, whether it is the mine woe that was spoken of by the stone speaker or some other malady, as Chauncey would like to believe, it was definitely something to watch out for. It was definitely something to investigate. And so the group hopped into a mine cart with some difficulty involving Jasmine the Panther, and were attacked on the way to this new location by a cloaker, which apparently hasn't been seen in the mines for 20 years. We begin where you've made it to the end of the track with the minecart dock of this particular area, covered in rubble, as clearly it had been revealed very recently, although it had been sealed off for many years. And you see a tunnel with a faint blue glow coming from the end of it. And so, as everyone clambers out of the cart and begins to heal themselves, what would you all like to do?
Arthur's he's just gonna spend some time comforting Jasmine. Like, I know, baby, I'm very sorry. She's not happy with me at all, like growling at me the whole time, but still taking the pets because she likes them.
I finished putting some gauze on my cheek from where she slashed me.
Yeah, I feel really bad.
It's fine. I was just is this the like talking to the two dwarves? Is this the tunnel that they unearthed?
Yes, that would be the tunnel they unearthed.
Has it been glowing blue ominously this whole time?
They didn't give us very much information before they started going all weird up there. The screws started falling out before we could get very much information out of them, but they did say that that there was something important down here.
Okay. Well, the glowing blue light was a Small indicator. Oh, yeah. Definitely odd.
Yeah, ominous blue glows aren't exactly, at least in my profession, they're not exactly very good. Typically, we like gold or sunlight coming from above, not eerie light coming from deep within the mine. Yeah.
Well, eerie
Sadly,
light's sort of our specialty, so.
Sadly, the two of us will not be following you. We don't want to get close to any possible source of mine woe, so we'll be out here waiting, or we will be heading back depending on how long y'all take.
All right then.
Noted. Arthur's just going to start walking.
Yeah.
And Elsie at this point makes a couple of hand gestures, and you hear, I guess I'll see you on the other side.
Here's how.
How like, so this obvious, how big is the shaft that we're looking at? And how big is like this cavern entrance?
Probably has a good 20-foot ceiling, but the tunnel that is going to the place where there's the eerie glow is only probably about 10 feet high.
Okay.
And 10 feet wide.
Lark's just gonna
Hey, kind of tight.
Look around the cave and stuff, and the area that we all just left, and maybe look back towards like the opening into the dark and the gloom, and he's just gonna sigh a little. He's just gonna be like, this reminds me a little bit of home, actually.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of caves in, I'm assuming, the Feywild?
Who asks that?
Brother Chauncey.
We have caves and other places like them. Don't worry about it, Chauncey. It's fine. I'm just reflecting on the past, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Well, I see no other way but forward.
No. Is this going to take long, or?
Hopefully not. And at that point, Chauncey is going to start following Arthur, who I'm assuming is just forging ahead.
Yeah, he's not a very patient person.
The tunnel curves quite a bit, but it isn't that long. It's probably about maybe a 30-second walk. And as you leave the tunnel, the room on the other end is gigantic. It's probably 120 feet in diameter, 2 stories, a double colonnade running around this perfectly circular room. Right in front of the entrance is a raised dais with a sort of blue glowing sigil on it, which looks a lot like most of you would probably recognize some sort of teleportation circle. Along the wall, in niches that are set up equal distant from each other, are these huge, almost human-sized crystals that have been set into the wall that are ever so slightly glowing. And this is on both floors. On either side, you see a set of stairs that go up to this sort of second story. At the back of the room is this huge stone piece that looks like if this was a cathedral, that would be where the organ was. This huge bas-relief of various scenes in various different arches, and also holding various different niches with crystals, with these crystals in them. And in the center of the room is another raised dais with an altar on it. Behind the altar is another one of these stones that's been propped up on some kind of stone stand. And it has a crack in it. And leaking out of this crack is this black smoke that's beginning to pool and swirl around the ceiling. That's filled with stars. And all over the floor, piled around the altar, are dead bodies.
Lovely.
The clothes look like miners.
Excellent.
And
Arthur's gonna run up onto the blue thing, the blue glowy thing.
the
Blue
teleportation
glowy circle.
circle.
Yep, that's the one. He's just going for it.
You step on it, nothing happens.
Well, that was disappointing.
Percy's going to cast Detect Evil and Good.
And that detects. And how far is the range also?
60 feet, fey, fiends, aberrations, elementals, undead. I think that's it.
All right. So I guess with 60 feet, it would go into the center of the room. Okay. Every single one of the crystals that are against the wall holds some kind of aberration. And the crystal in the center of the room also has a lot of aberrant energy.
Like there's a creature in it?
Yes. All of the crystals feel like they have some sort of aberration in it. And not just like run-of-the-mill, just, some like weird aberrant mouse or some sort of equivalent sized creature. These are powerful creatures.
I'm guessing like especially so for the big one.
Some of them give off more energy than the others. But yes, the one in the center of the room is probably very close to being the most powerful one you can sense.
Specifically, like look scared for a second. These crystals, every single one of them contains some sort of aberrant creature.
Wait, you're saying they're alive?
I mean, the creatures within them, yeah.
Cool. That's comforting. Awesome.
Does this like
now what?
Does this line of smoke look at all like any of the visions Percy's had with like his sister or anything, like the tendrils coming after his family, or is this just seemingly unrelated but also aberrant?
Yeah, seemingly unrelated but also aberrant.
Cool. Well, whatever's affected those miners is definitely what's pouring out of that crystal. I would, if I was to wager a guess, the creature in there can't mean any good for any of us. Is trying to get out, and this mist is the effect of that.
Don't suppose any of you can pray to some god to fix that? Does Saint Hypatia have a sparkling magical crystal denomination that you never mentioned?
I'm afraid not. Percy does also put on his plague doctor mask.
Yeah.
Not breathing any of this shit.
Arthur responds as well. He just goes, nope, and then fires his bow at the crack in the crystal.
I was gonna say we try to seal it, but
nope. Firing the bow at it. Firing it at the crack.
All right. Since it is a oddly shaped crystal, and not a gigantic wall, I will have you roll an attack roll.
Okay. And that is gonna be a 23.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. You want me to roll damage?
Yes, that would probably be a good idea.
Yep.
Just that I know how bad it hits.
D8, D6. Roll. That is an 18.
Yeah, you hit this thing and the crack just opens even farther. Chunks of it fall out, and there is a huge swath of this black smoke filled with stars that begins to swirl outward and around. And at this point, you feel the room's energy change a little. The temperature drops just a little bit more, and you start to hear whispers in the air. Not any that you can understand, but definitely something.
Oh, you're letting it out more, Arthur.
Well, something had to happen. So whispers, are they in at like any type of language?
What languages do you speak?
I have common, halfling, infernal, and undercommon.
Not in a language you understand.
Okay, good to know.
Just the visuals of this creature. Wasn't friend back when we were in the mindscape also like starry and looked kind of like a flowing?
He was a
No.
gelatinous monster filled with skulls.
Yes.
Oh, why do I remember him being starry?
Don't know. Okay. Well, that was also pretty anticlimactic. I got.
Well, we have not solved the problem, Arthur.
Well, what did you
I think
expect
you've
me to
made it
do?
worse.
Okay, well, if anyone else wants to give something a shot, I'm open to ideas.
So is my detect evil and good like picking up on like a creature that has escaped, or
It's more aberrant energy has moved out, but you get the sense there's still something about this crystal that's holding this thing in.
Okay.
It can still, it's almost like, I guess it would almost be like a cat with a door. How if when it like slips its paw under the door or through an opening and it can't get through, but it can like wave its paw around and feel. That's kind of what your spell picks up. Most of it is still trapped inside, but it can reach out and affect things where if that crystal were intact, it wouldn't be able to.
I mean, can anybody like seal up the crack, or should we just let it out and kill it?
Do I think like a mending cantrip will do any good here?
You don't know.
Sure. I'll grab one of the chunks that Arthur shot off of it and try to mending cantrip it back together.
Wait, are you getting that close? Lark's just gonna be like, why are you getting that close?
I mean, he does have to walk 60 feet over to it and wade through a bunch of dead miners, so you can pretty easily stop him if you want to. And I think Brother Chauncey is gonna like reach out and like grab your arm and go like, we probably shouldn't get that close to it. You saw what it did to if that is the thing that's doing it, you saw what it did to the other miners.
Well, we can't just keep letting this smoke pour out of it.
I mean, or we could.
No.
Okay, fine. Nobody ever lets me do anything.
Perhaps, I don't know, some of you more scholarly sorts should take a look around and see if you can find anything pertinent to fixing this little problem.
What scholarly? We have Alex is the only scholar here.
And I'm all about illusions, not keeping shit in. That's abjuration.
Do
I don't have any friends there. They're all dicks.
This place you described as like, it looked like a cathedral? Like
a little interior? Bit, yes. But then there's all the crystals and all of the little...
Okay. Can I guess, make a religion check to see if I like recognize at all what this place is or what it could be a cathedral for, or
I guess you could. I don't know how much information you'd get.
Yeah. Oh, I got an unnatural 20.
It's definitely using a rotunda sort of plan, with the shrine in the middle and then the altar and being, that sort of stuff. But you get the sense that this isn't necessarily a place of worship. This was just more of a convenient architectural plan than it was actually functioning as a cathedral.
Cool. So there's no religious iconography anywhere.
I mean, there's plenty of iconography. Whether it's religious or not, you don't know.
Okay. What
How you doing over there,
race
Percy?
do these? What? I'm working on it. I don't know. What
Did you
race
don't-
are the miners?
Hmm?
What race do the miners look like they were?
Various humans, dwarves, gnomes.
Okay.
Maybe there's an elf or two, but nothing really beyond that. Nothing too funky.
I look back. I do have the Speak with Dead spell.
Well, why are you just saying that now?
Fine. Can I try to find one of the more intact bodies to cast Speak with
Let
Dead?
me check this spell because I think there's some stuff here. Speak. Oh, the spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days.
There's
Oh.
nothing about like how long they've been dead or anything.
No, I thought there was. But there is not.
So can I make like a perception check to see if there's like a leader outfit, kind of because a more important looking person's corpse?
Sure, you can make an investigation check.
So you boys want to give me some help with that?
I'll do the help action.
Cool. Is it perception or investigation?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Okay, that's going to be a 14.
You don't really find any that's like specifically like I'm the leader or anything like that. The best you could probably find is an outfit that looks like it has not been subjected to the same trauma, like everyday sort of wear and tear of mining. That might indicate either a leader or possibly just somebody that's new. You don't know. It could be either or.
Yeah. I'll go up to that body and I'll cast Speak Dead. So like kneel down, you watch like a pretty like my eyes roll back in my head and like green tendrils emerge from the ground and animate this corpse.
Oh God.
As it
Foul
sort of
parts.
the skull sort of rolls towards you, the smoke seems to react. It swirls and tendrils of it come out. One of them goes into the corpse that you've just cast the spell on. It goes into several others as well, and they all stand up. These sort of dead corpses with glowing blue eyes, just like what the man in the tent looked like before he died. And
Percy?
I did not cast Animate Dead. I just cast Speak with Dead.
I think you broke it.
Cool, I'll stand back up.
You hear a lot, almost a storm of whispers in this area as they all turn. And their mouths open, but voices don't come out of them. It seems to come from the air. You want to speak with me?
Yes. I only get 5 questions. Who are you?
I am Ibar, the dark between the stars.
Excellent.
I don't think you're talking to the dead anymore, Percy.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
They are not dead. I filled them. They were empty before.
It takes a few steps back.
Uh-huh.
I can just look at the boys like,
What are you looking at me for?
What should I ask? I get 4 more questions.
Well, then you had better make them good ones.
What is this place?
A prison, a collection, trapping my brothers and sisters here, stealing our power, drawing it from us, breaking us into little pieces.
For what purpose?
For many things. Magic, power, spell work, to
It's that
please
smarmy
others.
black-haired fucker. I know it. That was the best question I had. I mean, you were asking me for ideas.
Okay. Should
Maybe ask it if it wants to hurt anybody.
we can really answer this first. Do you want to hurt anybody?
No, it's been so long since I've met with other people.
Can I insight check this thing?
Yes, you can try. You can certainly try.
Like, Lark's skeptical in general.
Yeah.
Also, like, from his experience, different people have different definitions of what is and isn't hurting. And what is and isn't, I don't know.
Percy got a 17 on insight.
Lark got a 16 on insight.
Neither of you know it's an alien thing. It's too hard to read.
Like, I mean, he doesn't trust interplanar entities to begin with that don't come from a place that's called the Feywild. So Lark's just like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to hurt people, and you have a pile of, what did you say, filled bodies around you. Quite interesting.
Yes, they were given to me.
Gotta step in here for a sec. By whom?
He called himself Ludwig.
You're
Motherfucker.
fucking kidding me.
He was so empty. He took from so many of my brothers and sisters. He was so
your
empty,
game.
and he would not accept me. I only wanted to fill him, as I do with everything.
Just your game now, Percy. That was 5 questions, by the way.
That was 5.
And yet, they are
5.
not disappearing.
Yep, kind of figured that was going to be the case. Doesn't look like a regular speak with dead situation.
Okay.
Is Speak with Dead concentration, or is it just...
It's just 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Percy, I have a feeling your spell didn't work.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep. Okay.
Do you know about the Kruetzwald family?
Yes. They built this place. They kept us here. They took from us.
Definitely refraining from mentioning that I am one. And their blood has been tainted with your magic. How did that happen?
Not mine. Others. Many others. Others more
Awesome.
powerful that they could not trap here.
Oh, it's a prison, you poor bastards.
Yeah.
They've been juicing you like you were something they would
Oranges?
drink. Oh.
They wanted power. They
Told you,
wanted
I called it.
riches. They wanted so many things that neither devil nor angel could give. So they asked us. And yet they betrayed us, broke us, captured us, consumed us.
I'm sorry. Consumed? What do you mean by that?
They wanted power. We would not give it to them. They took so much and did not pay the price. But they took from us anyway.
You always need to hold these leeches to your contracts. All they do is take.
There
Humans.
is only so
Telling
much
you.
we can do from here.
If
Should
we were
let
to
it out?
if we were to let you go, what would you do?
Find more things to fill, to grow, to the power I once was.
Okay, yeah,
And
that
then I
doesn't
like
sound
tiptoe
great.
back to the boys like, I don't love that answer.
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds like it would be worse.
Also not loving that it's trapped here, though. So again, kind of conflicted with the whole, sentient beings thing.
Really? You're gonna
Calm the
let
fuck
something that
down.
calls itself the dark between the stars out?
That just wants to fill you because you're empty.
Well,
That
I
just seems
mean-
like a horrible idea.
Yes, but also they, whatever, is imprisoned here, which seems a shame.
Yeah,
be
I think there's a
fair-
reason it's imprisoned here. Probably because it's doing this.
Yeah, the greed of mortals.
If they were paltry enough to be trapped by a bunch of mortals, though. I'm not
Okay, and what would
impressed.
you suggest?
I don't think my family did the right thing by any means, but this thing is here now and is feasibly not harming anyone. Well, it's starting to, but
Yeah, and
I
I
would
might have
rather
let more of it out. Whoops.
yes, you did. I just have no idea how we could seal it back in.
I don't know. I'm not a. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I don't have any ideas either.
Okay, fantastic. This is great.
Should
Okay.
we go and try to talk to the Staff of Night? Maybe the mages there could help.
We brought mages from the Staff of Night.
We
Well,
brought my
one.
cousin. He can't just minor illusion this away.
All right.
I don't
I
know.
mean, he's right.
Percy, how you can still have some sense of this. How dangerous is that thing in that crystal right now?
It seemed bad, right? It seemed pretty bad.
It seemed bad.
It seems pretty powerful.
Too powerful for us to just end it?
I mean,
I don't know
can,
how to end it.
It's a cloud of sky. How do you hurt sky?
I mean, we don't even know how they put it in there in the first place. And what
No,
else
we do
is
not.
in these things?
I'm going to go ahead and go back to my original suggestion, which was seal off the tunnel and don't let anybody back in there.
I was going to say, does it look like it can get through the rocks above?
No.
It can't be, it's not penetrating the rocks or anything.
No. It's just swirling around the ceiling.
Seal it off.
Arthur, I think you may have a point there.
Yep,
So
that's my best idea.
Perhaps informing someone better than he looks over towards Alex about what's going on here at the Staff of Night would be helpful.
Usually I'd be offended, but right now, fair.
You called me a familiar once. Calm your tits.
That's probably the best course of action. We don't know what we're up against, and it seems pretty bad.
Come on, darlings. Toodles, darkness between the stars.
Yeah.
No, please. You must let me out.
Not looking forward to doing that. Really.
My brothers and sisters still have power. We can offer you things.
Like what?
Sight beyond sight. Power over diseases and the dead.
I mean, that explains your family's proclivities, at least.
Well,
Too dangerous, Arthur. We cannot consider that.
But give me a minute. I just wanted to listen. It couldn't possibly hurt anything.
As much as I'm generally for making deals with things, you shouldn't do it with something as unpredictable as this, darling. I'll introduce you to. If it's interplanar contracts you want, I know a few people.
I'm sure you do. Fine. Again, no one ever lets me do anything. Sorry, Mr. Darkness Between the Stars. Apparently, I'm not allowed.
No.
His name is the same as the name on the sheet music.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Coincidence?
I think not. Yeah. Okay, so just to be clear here, if we do let you out, Mr. Darkness Between the Stars, you'll just continue filling the bodies of this plane until they're all filled up.
Yes.
Okay.
It is so empty.
Yeah. Not liking that. Boys?
Yeah, we should go. We should leave.
Yeah, we should go. Thank you. Bye, Mr. Darkness.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
At this point, the bodies that have the tendrils of darkness on them start moving forward, and you notice they have pickaxes in their hands.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
Please,
firing.
you can't leave me here. It's so lonely.
Yeah, but
And I need everybody to roll
have
initiative.
Oh boy.
Awesome. Yep.
Oh, it's so bad.
That is a 20 For Arthur, 20 for Arthur. Let me roll for Chauncey.
Lark got a 10.
10 for Lark.
Chauncey has... Oh, dick. Here we go. Chauncey has a 6.
Percy also has a 6.
Percy has a 6.
And Alex got an 11.
11. All right. So we're going to start with Arthur.
Okay. How many of these things are there? Like, how are we handling them? Are they just
Probably
like
about
numbered, or...
7, all lumbering towards you. Their pickaxes dragging on the ground. They move very bizarrely, as if this thing doesn't quite know how humans move and is trying to move their limp bodies in the best way it can. They're stumbling towards you, eyes glowing, the smoke still feeding into them.
Are they kind of all still standing in a clump?
They weren't really standing in a clump to begin with. It was just kind of like random bodies here and there around this vast array of dead bodies.
Okay.
So I'm going to say none of them are within 5 feet of each other.
Okay, yeah, that's what I needed to know. So we are not going to do Hail of Thorns. Let's see here. Let's see what we're gonna do. Yep, I'm just gonna go with my trusty standby. And I will fire my dragon wing bow. That is the first one. That is the second one. Okay, I just pick one. I guess the furthest one away, whichever the furthest one away is. And that's going to be a 27 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Of course it does. D8, D6, D6 for sneak.
Yeah, these things aren't hard to hit, and they are not moving out of the way. So...
God, these rolls are poo. And that is going to be 14 damage.
All right. As you unleash your arrow and it hits into this thing, it collapses to the ground. Out of its mouth comes the black smoke, but the black smoke doesn't seem to rejoin with the rest of what is swirling around. It dissipates.
Oh, okay.
And more of the smoke begins flowing out over the dead bodies.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay right where I'm at. But I'll have Jasmine like run up to, well, are they close enough to have her run up? She's got 50 feet.
Yes. The center of the room is 60 feet from the entrance because it's a 120-foot diameter. And the bodies have all moved towards you, so they're definitely in range. At least one of them is in range for Jasmine to.
Okay, then we are going to go for a pounce. So that is going to be D20. And that is a critical.
Ooh.
Yeah. So how are we handling those again?
Full damage, and then roll to add on top of that.
Okay, so that's 10 plus. That's 18 total damage. If it's not dead already, then I need a strength saving throw.
Yeah, it goes down like a sack of potatoes.
Okay, yeah.
As she
that's kind of what I thought.
It.
Okay, yep. That's it for me because she's out of movement. So.
All right. So next up is Alex.
Cool. So the bodies dropped like with a single point of damage, right?
Looks like it.
Cool.
These things they go down real easy.
I think he's just gonna shoot 3 magic missiles at 3 different targets then.
All righty.
And if they die in 1 hit point, then yeah.
I do need you to still roll damage
Gotcha.
because
Okay.
reasons.
Uh-huh.
So that's 5 damage on one, 5 damage on another, 5 damage on another. You got 3/4.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, he just waves his wand. Just, oh, saints. Fires off these bolts, and they just slam into these bodies' heads, just knocking them clean to the ground. There are only 2 left. However, this smoke seems to be forming into tendrils that are swirling and spiraling over these various bodies.
I'm not liking that.
Is there anything else that Alex would like to do before we move on to Lark?
No, he can't. I think he's any bonus actions right now.
All right, so we go to Lark.
I'm gonna do the thing that I do, which is called Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's basically your theme song.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot one of the 2 that are left standing with one of the beams.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
You need me to roll damage for it?
Yes.
That is 11 force damage to that one.
Oof.
And I'm wondering, can I attack the smoke?
You can certainly try.
Should I be attack? I'm wondering, should I aim at these tendrils going towards bodies, or can I attack the big cloud up above? I'm gonna try shooting the big cloud up above, because I mean, we're literally watching it do these things. So Lark's just gonna aim his second beam upwards at it.
Right.
7 + 9 is a 16 to hit.
Your beam sails into the cloud. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. Oh, we can't
Cool.
actually hurt it unless it's in something gross. That's all Lark's gonna do.
All right, so it is between Chauncey and Percy. Since you both rolled a 6, who's going first?
I'll go first.
Yeah, Chauncey's
Unless there's
dex is
something
10,
you want Chauncey to do.
No.
Cool, I have a higher
No.
modifier. I'm better than Chauncey. Percy is going to cast Spiritual Weapon for the first time. I've been holding off on that because I wanted Percy to have some growth of his family before he cast that, learn more about his history. So you all watch, he like throws his hands out and in the same kind of fashion as his green grasping hands. This at first looks like kind of like you saw his mom summon like a caduceus staff, and then like once the caduceus like hilt is all built, like paching, like a big scythe blade shoots at the top.
Oh.
Well, that's a new one.
He is gonna there's a bonus action to make that. Do I get to attack with it?
I think you get to attack with it immediately.
Cool. I think it's just a regular attack.
Let's see.
I think it uses your spell attack.
Yep.
Yep.
You can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
And then on subsequent turns, you can move the weapon up to 30 feet, make the same attack with your bonus action.
I think it was up to 20 feet, and then the attack with the bonus action. All of that with your bonus action.
He is gonna, my scythe is gonna slash at one of the remaining guys.
There's only one.
Oh, well then that's gonna be a 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits. And of course I do need you to roll damage, but it does go down.
Yes, that's gonna be spellcasting ability modifier. That's crazy. That's gonna be 9 damage. I rolled from low.
All right. So yeah, your scythe just cleaves straight through this thing and it falls to the ground. Is there anything that you'd like to do since you still have your action?
Yeah, so that's the last guy standing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I guess, can I ready an action? Can I ready, like, using a sacred flame on, like, if another body rises?
Yes. And then it is Chauncey.
Okay, so I'm not sure that Chauncey has any earthly clue what to do right now. Like, he's expressed some general confusion. So I think he's probably also just gonna ready an action. We're gonna go with Guiding Bolt and call it the same trigger if a body rises again.
All right. And we get to Ibar. The smoke travels outward, and you just hear him continue, this entity, continually just say, please free me. I can give you so much. I can give you all of my love. And the smoke goes into, and another 7 bodies rise up from the miners, which triggers the guiding bolt and the sacred flame.
Cool. Okay. So he's going to make a dex save against my 17. Or not 17, 15, not 17.
I was going to say, oh goodness.
Different campaign.
Dex save 15.
It is a 15, so that means you beat it, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
So somehow this weird
shambling corpse.
this weird shambling corpse. It's not even, its movements are so alien. It almost just like,
I think it's going miss.
Its movements are just so alien. It just seems to slide out of the way.
Yeah.
As if this thing doesn't quite know how to puppet these things, but is just desperately trying, just throwing meat at the wall, hoping it works. And the guiding bolt, please.
Excuse me, 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits. Roll damage, but the guiding bolt just like blasts one of these bodies into the nearest wall.
Okay, and that is 4d6 radiant because I'm doing first level. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did that do 4? Oh yeah, there was 4. I couldn't see the 4th die. Total of 12 radiant.
All right.
Let me take down his other spell slot. There we go. Okay.
So at this point, all of those corpses begin walking towards you, down 1. So there's now 6. And we head up to the top with Arthur.
Awesome. Again, any of them within 5 feet of each other?
I'm going to say this time, yes. There are 2 of them that are within 5 feet of each other.
So just two of them together.
Yes.
So, okay. Then I don't use my spell slots very often. So I am going to use another slot for Hail of Thorns, which is a dex save on ranged weapon hit. So we are going to do Dragon Wing Bow again. And actually, did it reanimate the same? But okay, weird. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Forget I said anything.
Okay.
Yeah. It only matters on my first turn. Okay, so that is 18 to hit.
That hits. These things are not hard to hit.
Yeah. I take it they are not close to Jasmine.
No, she will have to move.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that is I want to say it's the text is so small. 1. Okay, yep. So the main one that I'm targeting is going to take the D8 plus the D6 fire plus 7 for a total of 20 damage. And then it and the one within 5 feet of it need to succeed a dex save of 12.
One got a 13, and the other one got a 13.
Okay, so they each take 5 piercing damage. Yeah, I
All
rolled a
right.
10 on that d10.
Okie doke.
And that's going to be it for me. And then, yeah, I'll just have Jazz, whichever one's closest, will go for a pounce, I guess.
Yeah.
So that is a.
So those 2 are
20.
destroyed. So there's now only 4 left.
And that is a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Which I'm absolutely sure it does. That is 8 damage, and I need a DC 12 strength check.
It's down. It's dead at that point.
Oh, yeah, right.
She's just knocking these things. You get the sense that they're not themselves living creatures. They are meat puppets that this thing is throwing at you. So as you knock them down, it doesn't take much. But I will say at this point, you have done a considerable amount of damage to it. You see the smoke that has been swirling above you. It has been slowly pulling itself down. There is significantly less smoke in the room than there was when you started attacking these things.
Okay. That's going to be it for me and Jazz.
All right, so next up is Lark. There are 4 of these things still standing.
So attacking the smoke directly doesn't do shit. So let's just let's try to shoot some dead bodies.
Kill the meat puppets.
Eldritch Blast against 2 of them. That's going to be a 19 and a 25 to hit.
Yep, that hits. You blast 2 of them and they just go spiraling through the air like rag dolls.
Do you need the damage on it or no?
Yes, I do need the damage.
One of them takes 6 points of force damage, and the other one takes 10 points of force damage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to use my last 2 sorcery points right now to quicken another Eldritch Blast against the other 2 that are standing.
All right.
That's going to be an 18 and a 24 to hit.
Both hit.
And a 10 and 7 force damage to either of them.
Yep, 2 more of these things just go ragdolling into the ether. I believe you knocked out all 4 of the ones that were left.
Mm-hmm.
And the tendrils
Way to show
are
off, Lark.
continuing to spiral over these bodies. And up next is... did we forget Alex? We forgot Alex.
Uh-oh.
We may have.
Yeah. Well, Alex was 11, so it's fine.
Can I just be like, maybe we should just start destroying the bodies before they even get up? Just a thought.
I
We're not really even
don't
destroying
think
the
that will do
bodies.
anything.
We're just sort of pushing them around.
Yeah, I mean, we could, but it seems like if we let the thing do its thing, then we can hurt it. Right.
So it's Alex's turn now, and there's no
Yes.
targets.
There are no targets.
Does the smoke? So there's less smoke, but there's still smoke that's still going to
There
come
is
down and
still
do stuff.
smoke, but there is significantly less smoke than there was before.
Okay, I have just stay with me here.
Okay.
He has the spell Phantasmal Killer. You have to target a creature, and then like their worst nightmare will attack them. Can you target the smoke? Because they take psychic damage if they like fail the saving throw or something.
Yes. Weirdly, I am going to allow this.
Okay.
Because reasons. What's the DC?
That is gonna be DC 18. No, wait.
That sounds really high.
That sounds high.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a bit high.
No, spell save DC is 13 plus 5.
What?
Yeah.
13 plus 5, Jesus.
Okay.
No, I'm super lying. I read that wrong. Spell save is 13, then comma, plus 5 to hit with the spell.
I was
stat.
about to say, like,
Okay.
I know
That
he
makes
has more
a lot
spell
more
slots
sense.
than
Yeah.
you, but
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah.
However, luckily, that doesn't really matter. Because somehow this thing rolled a natural 1 on its
Hell
saving
yeah,
throw.
Alex.
Nice.
So as he unleashes this magic in the general direction, he kind of does a, oh fuck, I hope this spell works. And you see the smoke shudder. The tendrils lash out violently, sweeping through the air.
Yeah.
And you hear, no, you, I see you. How are you here? And the smoke through it, almost as if you're gazing through it into another realm, you see the familiar moon from your
my
visions.
dreams?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
For but a brief moment. And does it take damage immediately?
On a failed save, target becomes frightened, and at the start of its next turn, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or it will take damage.
Okay,
So the start of its
frightened
next
right
turn.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Which takes us to Percy and Chauncey.
Whatever you're doing, Alex, keep it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I guess I'll just. I mean, I don't got no mind magic like Alex does, so I guess I'll also just. Is anybody hurt? I don't think anyone's gotten hurt yet, right?
No.
I think you're the only one who's taken
I think
damage.
I'm the only one that's taking damage from your cat.
Yeah.
I said I was sorry.
Yeah, I don't. I guess I'll just ready in action to guiding bolt a body that rises up, and I'm gonna use Sanctuary on Alex as a bonus action.
All right. And then Chauncey's turn. You are muted.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the stat block again. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Chauncey's gonna ready another guiding bolt, same trigger, and call it good.
So it is now Ibar's turn, and he must make a wisdom saving throw against Alex's spell that he completely and utterly freaking whiffs with a 6.
Hell yes. He takes 4d10 psychic damage.
Holy mother of ow.
Yeah, Phantasmal Killer's nothing to fuck with.
Apparently not.
That's a 10 on the first roll.
Ooh.
Take an F.
A 2. Total. Another 10. 30 damage.
30
yeah. Damage.
Yep.
You get a sense that this thing is terrified now. No, it is not possible. No. As its tendrils continue sweeping around. And at that, it plunges more tendrils into the ground as more of the smoke seems to swirl quickly together, and rising up are 10 bodies, which triggers the guiding bolts as you fire
Yep.
towards these things.
Cool, I got a 17 to hit.
That hits.
$46.
All right. 11 damage.
All right. And Chauncey?
18 to hit
Yep.
and 14 damage.
All right. So as you two blow these other bodies into the nearest column, the smoke has significantly decreased. There is no longer smoke pooling near the ceiling. The ceiling is completely clear. All of the smoke is swirling over these dead bodies, trying to get as much into them as possible as the glowing-eyed miners continue walking towards you. And we go back up to the top with Arthur, as there are 8 bodies.
And do I have opportunity for another Hail of Thorns?
I'm going to roll for it. No.
Okay. Then we are just going to Dragon Wing Bow it. And as long as I don't, critical failure.
Oh, no. Yeah, the alien movements of these things, they're slow-moving targets, but sometimes the stumbly, weird movements that they have make it hard to aim. And this one moves out of the way in a very alien way, and the fiery arrow just flies on past it.
Lovely. Then I am going to actually real quick, let me double check something. Yes. Okay, cool. So I am going to bonus action for Zephyr Strike. So that next attack, yeah, because that's the duration up to 1 minute, and it's one attack before it ends. So I'm just going to bonus action Zephyr Strike, and then have Jazz do another claw attack on the one that is close. Actually, we're going to go for a bite attack on the one that's closest to her. And that is a 22 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And D6 plus 6 piercing. So that's going to be 10 pierce.
All right. She lunges out and bites this other miner that's walking towards you, and it just collapses onto the ground. Moving to Lark, there are now 7 bodies upright, moving towards you all.
Okay. This is getting annoying.
Seriously.
And Lark's just gonna cast another Eldritch Blast. It's what I do, it's what I live for.
Okay, Ursula.
So that's a nat 1. So that's gonna be a miss. And that's a 19.
19 hits.
That's our 3rd critical fail of the night.
The 19 is going to deal 9 force damage to the body.
And it goes ricocheting off into wherever in this room it is going. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Lark's just going to be like, ugh. And with his bonus action, I'm going to use my Font of Magic to turn a 2nd level spell slot into 2 more sorcery points.
All right, sounds good. Next up is Alex.
Cool. He's gonna. Is that concentration?
Yes.
Cool.
I think,
Magic missile can
until
still do that.
Yes, because
So he's
magic
gonna
missile isn't a
missile
concentration.
Again. 3 different targets again.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be roll a 5 damage on one, 3 damage on another, and 5 damage on another.
All right.
Oh, and he's gonna, because he used his bonus, he used an illusion spell, so he can use his bonus action now to use the displacement ability again.
Yes. All right. So he once again fires out these magic missiles, sending the other bodies collapsing to the ground. And next up is the tie between you, Percy, and Chauncey. And I think we were going with Percy first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am going to use my scythe to attack one of them. That's 15 to hit.
Yes.
That's going to be 9 damage. And then I guess I'll just do a sacred flame on another one of them.
Well, it definitely failed.
Hell yeah. 2d8. 8, 15.
Ooh. And then Chauncey. I believe there's I think there's like 3 bodies left.
Yeah, that sounds right. What are we calling his level? Okay, he's 5th. Okay, yep, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do a Sacred Flame for Chauncey as well. So that is 13 DC.
Whiffed it.
Okay, so that is 2d8 radiant, and that's gonna be, oh Jesus, 3 radiant damage.
Hell yeah, Chauncey.
Chauncey is not as confident of a caster.
Not at all.
He's used to healing the sick and giving hugs to elderly people who enter his chapel, not hurling sacred fire at zombies that are shambling towards him. However, he did hit, so he did manage to knock one of them out. So there is only, 2 left? They move towards you. Who is closest to the pile o' bodies?
That would probably be Percy.
Yeah, probably Percy.
Since he casts Speak with Dead up there.
Oh, very true.
Give me those attacks.
Does a 12 hit you?
No.
It brings up its pickaxe and swings at you, but you deftly dodge out of the way. The other one is going to attack you as well. And it rolled the same thing. Another pickaxe swings towards you. More smoke gathers, and rising up from the ground are 7 more bodies that begin to move towards you. But you realize there's no more smoke in the air.
Gotcha.
It is all gathered inside of these things.
Is this the creature's turn?
Back up to the top is... yes.
So doesn't it need to take another Phantasmal
Wisdom
Killer?
saving throw, which it whiffed.
Hell yeah, another 4d10.
Again.
4d10.
God, that is...
5.
Sorry? I have no idea. My phone just decided to start playing some Ava Max.
Only 21 damage this time.
It still seems to, no, please, what is this? As it continues pushing these meat puppets towards you, and up at the top, it is Arthur.
Oh, Percy. What's your dex?
My dex is +2.
Okay. I honestly, I don't know if Arthur cares that much. I really don't.
Gosh.
I'm really not
Do
sure.
I mean
like,
nothing to you? Your cat already attacked me today.
Well, he's trying to kill the ones that just hit you, but also like, okay, you know what? We're not gonna do it.
Do it.
All right, fine. Okay, we will. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh crap. I'm gonna have to upcast it because I'm out of first level spell slots.
Do it. Take
Okay.
me out.
Okay. So that is gonna be I'm gonna aim at one of the ones that attacked him. That's a 29 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that guy is gonna take D8 plus D6 fire plus D6 sneak attack. Wow. Okay. 15 out of all of that. And then I need dex saves from the one that I guess is still alive. And Percy.
Me.
So this thing whiffed
I
it.
fail. I fail.
I'm so sorry. Okay, this is bad. Let me double check what it is. I think it's twice as much when it is upcast. Let me double check. Hail of Thorns. Hail of Thorns. Yep. So that's 2d10 piercing damage.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Hey, you told me to do it. I can't be blamed. Okay. 2d10 is 13 piercing.
All right.
And Arthur and Jasmine have now both fucked Percy up.
Yeah. Scott! Ah!
As all these thorns just
Arthur, what the hell?
And
you
at
told me to
that,
do it.
as you
Should dodge
hit,
better.
as you struck with the arrow, and the thorns whipped out everywhere, these other corpses begin to shake as they sink down, some of them falling just flat on the ground, some of them falling to one knee before tipping over slowly, black smoke pouring out of their mouths that dissipate, the blue glowing eyes glowing worse. But as Percy has bled a little, some of the smoke swirls around him.
Oh God.
And you hear, no, Kruetzwald's blood. Curse you for what you have done to us.
I'm already cursed. What more do you want?
And it flows, some of the smoke flows into your wounds and into your nose, and it burns before everything hits the ground. And you are out of initiative.
Oh, thank the fates. Okay.
Is your detect evil and would your detect evil and good still be up?
Is it? I mean, I don't. Is it concentration? Detect.
I thought it was concentration.
Good.
1
it's
minute.
Up to 10 minutes. Yeah, concentration up to 10 minutes. Have I kept it?
No, because spiritual weapon is not concentration.
Yeah. I mean, so if it's not been 10 minutes, then yeah.
I would say you're probably at the tail end of it.
Rounds. Yeah.
You are near the tail end of it. the presence that you sensed, that aberrant presence you sensed coming from that crystal, gone. The crystal is empty. The other crystals are still full, but this one is empty. And so are all the corpses that are on the ground.
With my last second of that, do I have any of it? Do I have any on me? Is it on me? Is it...
No, it is not on you, seemingly.
Okay. I just
Lark's just gonna be like, Percy, are you okay?
I mean, no, but are any of us really? So it's gone. I can't feel it anymore with the spell.
It was trying to fill you with its love, apparently. How'd that go?
It's
Sorry
over.
about that. I didn't mean to give it an opening.
It's fine. It's fine. I think it's gone. So none of the other crystals seem damaged. I think the smoke was only coming from that. So we've at least solved the issue of more miners being infected.
Well, that's a pleasant thought. If Rerek were here, he would tell us to burn the bodies.
Yeah, that would take a long time.
I'm still of the mind to seal the tunnel and let someone know, because if one crystal can crack, what's to stop the rest?
We definitely don't need any more miners wandering in here.
Well, who's to say it wasn't cracked on purpose? I mean, how long has that thing been here? You know what I mean? Like, the point of the crystals was not exactly to crack. It was meant to seal them in. So, I mean, how it could possibly have cracked on its own, we don't know. I mean, maybe it was just, I don't know, the tail end of a spell. It's been 400 years, presumably.
You know, I do have to give it to your ancestors, boys. Lark looks between Alex and Percy. You're very industrious when it comes to enslaving interdimensional enemies. Kudos for that.
Seems to be a lot of that going on that I wasn't aware of until today.
Frightening amount.
Yeah. So about the tunnel. How are we going to rock slide this bitch?
Is there any loose dirt or stones around?
Those dwarves are still outside, right? They can speak with stone and move it. Wouldn't that be the easiest solution?
That actually is not a bad thought. Not that your thoughts are usually bad. I didn't mean anything by that.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, okay. That sounds like a decent idea, and I swear to God if I don't get something to drink.
I'm sure there's
Post-battle
still plenty
ale,
in town.
I know there is.
So yeah, can start walking outside.
Let's go
trying
talk to the
find our
dwarves.
dwarf friends.
You get outside and it looks like they are preparing to leave, but then they turn to see you and
Like 15 minutes.
Elsie signs, "Oh, thank goodness you're here." And Balthazar just says, I heard a lot of fighting and spell slinging back there, so we were going to hightail it for a little bit. But
help.
Lark.
It's fine. Yeah, I understand you're not warriors. You're defenders of this mine or keepers of the mine. We found a creature inside that was spewing forth that smoke that was infecting the miners. We defeated it.
Well, that's good news.
However,
sure,
there are more. They're sealed right now, but you should probably seal that tunnel.
Yes, darling, you're a stone speaker. Can you make this entrance go away?
Yes, I most certainly can. It'll give me just give me a moment. Elsie, would you like to help? And they climb up in front of the entrance and they each link hands. And for a brief moment, Elsie seems to hum. And Balthazar sings kind of a very low note. And you see rocks begin to shudder and roll and move and fill up the entrance in a matter of seconds before they let the spell go. It ain't a permanent solution, but hopefully nothing can get out. We know where this is. Hopefully if you can tell somebody, we can find a more permanent solution.
We'll be speaking with the staff of night, and hopefully they can send someone who can figure out exactly what is going on in there.
That would probably be the best idea. You would recognize, since it does have a teleportation circle in there that seems permanent, there is a way for the wizards to get in and out without needing to unseal the passage.
Hell yeah.
Provided you remember what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shall we climb back in that rust bucket and make our way to the surface?
Dear God.
I'm not sitting next to the cat this time.
Yeah, that's probably wise. I will try my best to rein her in.
Too bad we don't have
Jasmine-
any tranquilizers.
No, unfortunately, and I'm also out of her favorite catnip, so.
Oh dear.
I mean, couldn't you just knock her out physically?
I am not going, you know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
I'm just saying.
I know
Fairies
you're
do-
just saying.
When you're putting a little fairy baby down to bed, you just knock it over the head and knock it out.
Can you, I do recall once, though, you prestidigitation the scent of catnip at one point. We could try that.
If you'd like me to continually attempt to drug your cat, that's also feasible.
She likes it.
I'm going to cast prestidigitation on the cart to make it smell like catnip.
She jumps right in. Just like rolling around on her back, like making it still difficult for people to get in, but she's not hurting anybody.
Yeah. Of course, as Chauncey gets in, he once again kind of puts his hands on the side and mouths a little prayer and gets in. And as you all clamor in and the two stone speakers begin the seesaw action that takes the cart away and you rumble down the tracks. The cave is silent. So silent, in fact, that Percy, you realize that the whispering that you were hearing inside of the prison of whatever it is hasn't stopped.
Oh, good.
And that is where we are going to end this episode. So please join us next week as we continue to figure out what the hell is happening around here. And hopefully we will have Rerek back next week so we can continue the story and forge on to the house. So we will see you all next week, and I'll see you, friends, next week. Goodbye, everybody.